Started out talking about the matrix, and some of you have already saw that one session. So I wanted to just quickly give you an update with regards to understanding, first of all, how do you know if you're in a matrix? How do you know you're both in the church matrix? Just as Anderson didn't know that he was in the matrix and how he was caught in it, and he needed to wake up. So these are this is an overview, a very quick overview of the four pillars of what consists of the church matrix. You'll understand whether you're actually in it or not, and then what you need to do to get out of it. So the first pillar of the church matrix is the pulpit pastor program performance. The idea of a guy who's called himself a pastor, a priest, a pope, and he has preeminence over the entire congregation. He is the primary spokesperson. He could be a prophet, call himself whatever he wants. It doesn't really matter what he calls himself, but he is preeminent. And he is the one who basically functions and directs the body. That's the first pillar. The second pillar is the edifice that they gather in, and that they have a complex that I call the edifice complex. It has a mindset that they come together in a religious building, or a building designed for a certain function, that they all congregate together and they have to have this building that they come and they think that they're doing. So that's the second pillar. The third pillar is basically Old Testament commands of tithing, whereby they merchandise and they market their books, their tapes, their DVDs, whatever it is. But tithing is a command given to them that they believe that now they're still under the command given to Israel. They're never ever given a time where they actually are taught tithing. You know, these men are very skilled at manipulating people. They're very skilled, and to the point where their money, they're doing the work of the Lord. If you want to give, that's one thing, but to say that you have to give because the tithe is commanded, if you don't tithe, you're going to be under a curse. That is to the degree how far they will go to manipulate people, and in so doing, they really are exercising witchcraft over in people by doing such things and putting them under such terrible bondages and telling them that God's going to curse them. When in fact Galatians chapter 3:10 says that if you think you need to obey the law in order to please God, with regards to Galatians 3:10 says, "Cursed is every man who continueth not in all the things that are written in the law to do it." And tithing was given in the Old Covenant, Deuteronomy 14:25-26. They ate the tithe the first year. When did the last time a priest or a priest or pastor ever tell you that they ate the tithe? And they brought it to Jerusalem once a year. Then they brought the increase of their fields that they had, the produce that they were growing, and they brought it once a year to Jerusalem. And then the second year they did the same thing. And then the third year was the third year of the tithe. They gave it away to the orphan, the widow, the stranger, and the Levite. Now, none of us are Levites today in the New Covenant. We're all royal priests. 1 Peter chapter 2 actually talks about, I think it's verse 9, that you are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, that we're living stones. So this idea that's the third pillar of that props up and supports the matrix church matrix. And the last one is a spectator having fellowship with the back of the head of the person in front of you. That they're just spectators. They're not just watching a show. You're just observing, listening to somebody talk, and they call it heralding the gospel, teaching, etc. And to a degree that we will learn something. It's not as if we can't learn something in these environments. We can't profit in some way, build relationships, regardless. But it's still the church matrix. You're still caught in a system. It's a system that is outside the actual design that we have in the Bible and in the Scriptures. It's actually the opposite of every one of these four things are the opposite of what actually Jesus Christ has taught. It was the apostles taught what the Spirit of God is moving in us. So that's a quick overview. So if you're caught in that, you've identified those four pillars, that's where you are. You're in the matrix. So we can only say, wake up, wake up. And the next installment, we want to continue to talk about how we get out of the matrix and what do we do? What's the difference? How can we identify what it is, the ecclesia, the building that Jesus said he's building, which is his church, which is his body, the fullness of him. Okay, so that's it.